welcome to another episode of America by Motorcycle. I'm at one of the parks here in Higginsville, Missouri, and I thought it might be a pretty good idea just to bring this up because maybe many of you don't know, and if you do, terrific. If you don't, well, here's maybe a little bit of a tip. Many motorcycles now have electronic ignitions, meaning we use a FOB, just like this one. And what happened to me about 3 months back, I was in the northern Missouri, Iowa area, and my FOB didn't work. So what do you usually do when that happens? Is you get another spare battery and you put it in there. Well, that didn't work either. So the spare battery didn't work, so maybe the spare battery is dead. I'd like to give a shout out to a guy named Ben. He was on a Harley Davidson, came by, saw me having some difficulties, and he got in his motorcycle to go get maybe another spare lithium battery, maybe somewhere else. I think we were thinking maybe the battery was bad. So he did that, brought it back. It's very, very nice of him, and that battery didn't work. So what do you do when that happens? Well, Indian motorcycles, and I do know that Harley does this as well, and I'm sure almost all the dealers, all the manufacturers have something like this. You can put in a code into your motorcycle to start it, and that code can go forever. It's easier with a FOB, but you can use a code, and you do it with your turn signals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can do that to get yourself out of a tight spot. In addition, what I would like to also say that, let's say you forgot your code because you forgot to load it to your phone, or you are just getting old like I am and you forget it. Well, the dealer you bought the Indian motorcycle from will have that code. It doesn't matter if it was 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 3 years ago. They will have that code. Now, another Indian dealer won't have that code. So you got to call the one you bought it from. You can tow it or trailer it to another Indian dealer, and then again they'll hook it up and synchronize it and find out what your code is. However, they won't have it, but the place you bought it from, so hope it doesn't happen on a Sunday or a Monday, they'll have that code. So if you forget it, or you forgot to load it in your phone, or you don't have it, they'll have that code for you. Purchase your bike, make sure you ask where that is in the paperwork as well. The sales associate just may think you already know. He may forget to tell you. After all, he or she is just trying to sell you a bike. Let's be honest. Even if they like you and they're trying to do a good job, they may be trying to sell you a bike. So they may or may not tell you that. So make sure you ask, hey, where is my code on this sheet of paperwork, or can I get my code? And then that way you have it, load it into your phone or a pocketbook that you want, or make sure you'll keep it memorized, okay? So if you don't have that, you can call the dealer, because I had to do that. Didn't know what the code was, called the dealer. Luckily for me, it was on a Saturday. I lose my memory as I lose my hair. Yolanda, who's the office manager, got on there right away and got me my code and told me the directions that code had to go, because it is directional. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get on this bike, and I'm gonna show this, not my code of course, but I'll show you how you can manipulate this and get it started. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna take my FOB, and if you notice, Indian FOBs come with an Indian chief with a headdress on it. This one doesn't have it. After I got it back to another Indian dealer, the one in Columbia, Head Motorsports, they treated me very, very kind. I got it back there a week later. I was able to drive it around and finish my trip. They got the FOB, and they found out the FOB was not working correctly. Something had gone wrong with the FOB. I was very fortunate. My warranty covered it, so all I had to do was pay 50 bucks for them to synchronize it and a new FOB. It would have been about a little over $300 for this and have it synchronized. So I was very fortunate that my extended service warranty covered that. That was nice. So just for you can see the difference, I'm going to take this FOB out of range. So we're going to walk it over here to this picnic bench, because now it's going to be out of range. And I'm going to put it in the bag here, but it will start right up, as I had to countless days on that trip start it this way. So now to test it, you got to make sure that that FOB that you had is far enough out of range. Otherwise, the Indian is going to want you to start with the FOB. I've already practiced that and tried that before and that's what happens. So that's why I walk the fob out of range. Otherwise, it will blink because it wants you to use the fob, not your code, okay? But then I get back on here, and now I'm gonna put in my code. So I'm gonna get the bike up. I'm gonna pull on that clutch and turn it on like I would normally. And now I'm just gonna put in my code. Starts right up. And as you see, it started right up. So it's a nice little informational for you to have. So when you buy it from the dealer, make sure you know what that code is. And then I would suggest log it into your phone just in case you happen to forget it. Or you may get the digits backwards or the directions, because it's not only the 4-digit number you'll need, but you also need to know what directions you have to go, or if you've got to push it in. Pushing it in is 0. So just to let you know, it's a good idea maybe to have it written down, because you could go years and never use it, and then all of a sudden you need it. So write it down. Remember, your Indian dealer you bought it from will have that information. If they don't have it, then you need to go to an Indian dealer where they will hook it up to the computer, and then as they synchronize it, they'll be able to tell you your code. And if you don't have $300 or the service warranty, well, you can ride your bike that way for a while. It's fine if you don't mind that little bit of delay of putting in that code each time. So anyways, hope this tip can get you out of a tight spot. If you did. One other thing, if I can say, is I wish Indian would put, when they get a new one for $300, put the chief head back on there with the headdress. It's a neat decorative item on the fob. That'd be kind of much appreciated. All right, thank you very much and have a terrific day. Bye-bye.